Hello YouTube, it's your boy Jackson here, and today I'm going to be looking back at the best fixed gear videos of the last 10 years. And even as I say that, it sounds crazy because there's been so much that's happened. Not only is 10 years a long amount of time, but there's been so much that's happened within the fixed gear culture. 2010, we're coming right off of the wave from MASH SF, which came out in 2007, and there was this huge, push and popularity of fixed gear, and it was in the mainstream, and then it sort of started to taper off a little bit around 2010. Around that same time, there was this huge shift in tricks and freestyle from traditional track bikes to more BMX-oriented tricks, and throughout the decade, fixed gear freestyle got better, but the interest in it sort of tapered slowly off. One of the things that got me so stoked on fixed gear in the early days is it sort of emerged as the internet emerged. Obviously the internet had been around for a long time. This whole new wave of people blogging and posting content online and being able to talk to each other in different states and different countries completely shaped how fixed gear evolved. If it had happened at any other point in time, it would have never happened the same. So it's kind of a cool period that fixed gear happened. You get to the middle of the decade and fixed gear had completely lost its cool factor. It was only the core people that were still doing it. And then all of a sudden there was like this huge wave of people doing tricks on track bikes again. Also with this new wave of riders, I feel like there's people who might not necessarily know about the videos that came out in 2012, 2011 that were so influential to me and have shaped the sport into what it is today. Here we are, 10 years later. There's been a lot of amazing videos that have come out, and I'm gonna try to go through them all. So before we get into the list, I wanna say outright that this list is flawed, it's not perfect, it doesn't mean anything. Fixed gear is not a sport with a score, it's subjective, it's creative. All the videos that are in this list are purely my opinion. Also, I just wanna say that trying to think back on all the videos that have happened is just insane. My memory is not good enough for that, so I'm sure there's a ton that I completely forgot. Also, there are people who were hugely influential that didn't quite make this list because maybe they didn't have that one part that I could fit into this list. Also, just so you guys know, I'm not gonna list any FOAD videos in here. Another thing that made this list really hard to put together is when fixed gear first started, Vimeo was the place to put your videos. Vimeo deleted a bunch of videos due to music rights or people dropping their subscriptions. This happened to FOAD. It was really hard to go back and find videos. So there's a lot of videos that I had to leave off this list. If you guys are out there watching this, please upload your videos to YouTube. Also, there's a YouTube channel called Fixed Gear Archive. Go check that out. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Also, all of these videos will be linked below, so if you want to check them out, go check them out. Also, this list is pretty North American centric, so that's my whole preamble. This is not a perfect list. So if there are any videos that I left out of this, drop a comment, let me know what they are. I've separated this into a couple different separate lists. I have fixed gear freestyle edits, I have track bike edits, I have full lengths, and I have group trip edits. I'm gonna start off with fixed gear freestyle edits, and I'm gonna list these in order from the oldest to the newest. So the first video on this list is Steven Jensen's Thrasher edit. This came out in 2011, I believe. Steven Jensen has a lot of crazy edits and he's just super technical on a bike. I picked this one because for the time he had pegs and he really brought this BMX and almost flatland style. I don't think a lot of people were doing at the time. Not to mention that Steven just looked like he was goofing around. Even though that makes me really mad because I always try really hard for tricks, I think it's really cool. Also those shoes are insane. I don't know how he rode in those shoes. The next video on the list is Ed Wonka's 2011 edit filmed by Matt Reyes. Ed Wonka, Mike Schmidt, the whole Grime crew, they brought this BMX gritty approach to fixed gear freestyle, which was so different, just going fast, fully going for it, doing grinds. Next up on the list is Tyler Johnson's Sky Limit edit. He did this video pegless, but still managed to do crazy grinds, that handrail, the crank arm. He's just got such a clean style. This list really couldn't be complete without an edit from Tom LaMarche. I was having a hard time picking one, so I'm gonna talk about two. His Raw edit filmed with Tori Thornton, super grimy, super raw. Riding this beast of a bike and just manhandling it the whole way. Not to mention the crazy ender casing a ledge. Probably one of the craziest OTBs I've ever seen. That clip forever be burned in my memory. Juxtapose that with his Skitch edit. This is the one that always comes to mind. I don't think the tricks in it are as crazy, but to me it has a lot of sentimental value. One of his last edits he released, the song makes me want to cry every time I hear it. Super beautiful imagery and just a great part. So next up on the edit is Wolf-Drawn Joe McKeague. His 360s, his full cabs, everything he does is just so poppy. He's got huge hops. The 540 over the spine at the end of the video is insane. Coming in at sort of a juxtaposition to Joe's part is Tory Thornton's Bone Drone. Tory was one of the founders of Raw. He's super creative. He almost looks like he's out of control all the time, but somehow pulls it together. Something about his tricks that are just so raw. Next up on the list is Matt Spencer's Sky Limit part. Matt has a ton of videos on this list that he's filmed. He's been a huge part of Fixed Gear Freestyle. Everything with Matt comes down to style. Everything he does just has a little bit of flair to it that's just a little bit different. He rides transition like nobody else. Another video that I almost picked for this list for Matt is his leader edit. This was back when he was on 700s and OPEGs. The other most influential person in Fixed Gear besides Matt Spencer is Matt Reyes, and his 2013 Wheel Talk edit is insane. It's just super poppy, always just cruising super fast. He has a really great way of linking up tricks and putting together lines that is just so flawless. Of course, he has his signature 360s and his signature tuck nose. The next video on the list is probably the video I've watched the most times ever. It is Antonio Wove's 2012 Sprung edit. Matt Spencer filmed this one. There's just something about this video, partially Antonio's style, his crazy trick selection, his style, like everything is so pointed and sharp. Next up on the list is Jacob Ruff's Trauma Season. I always love Jacob's style. He's super clean. Not to mention the Tequila song makes this a fun one. Next up on the list is Elliot Milner's Bomb Track edit. Came out in 2015. I don't even know what to say about this edit. His switch tricks, his nose manuals. I love his tooth hangovers and his ice 180s. The ice 180s are nuts. The next video on the list would have made it on here purely because of the ender, but the rest of the video part is amazing too, and it's Jonathan Ball's To Be Continued. If you haven't seen it, J-Ball bar spin, that sounds so weird, but bar spun El Toro, one of the most insane stair sets. I'm gonna say he did it. J-Ball, you did the bar spin. I'm gonna count it. Your foot went down, but you kept rolling, and you completely obliterated your ankle in the process. Aside from that, the rest of the part is insane. J-Ball is able to switch from regular to switch tricks so easily. His insane opening fakie bar. I'm so glad that I'm a teammate of J-Ball riding for Rough Bike Co now, but I really do like his style on 700s. Overall, it's just a crazy video. Next up on the list is Miguel Zendejas Anthem edit. The last three people on this list are insanely technical, but Miguel might take the cake. He just links up all these crazy tricks that I don't even know how they're possible. I don't even know how he thinks of putting these tricks together. From there, I'm gonna move right into the full-length videos. I'm gonna kind of breeze over these because I didn't have time to go watch hour-long videos before making this one. You should go spend hours watching them because they're really fucking sick. And these videos are not in chronological order. First on the list, I have MASH SF. No one does it like MASH. No one can ever do it like MASH. I remember being so stoked when I heard they were gonna make another video again, and it definitely did not disappoint. I have the giant book that goes along with it, even though it's not a part of the video, but it's part of the experience, I guess. I don't know, whatever. But the book is amazing, the video is amazing. It's a rad movie, so go check it out. Next up on the list is SMC's Young Guns video. J-Ball put this one together and it is super sick. All the local SoCal shredders. I hear that J-Ball's making another video, maybe? You didn't hear it from me. Go subscribe to Suck My Cog. Link is in the description. This one, probably one of my favorite full lengths. I got to be a part of it for the friends section. Matt Spencer's Stay Strapped. Just amazing riding, amazing filming, put together super rad. Can't Fool the Youth 2 and 3, both those videos are super rad, put together by Chop 'Em Down Films. Amazing parts in there. J-Ball has an amazing part. Gus Molina has an amazing part. Jimmy Watcha kills it in that video. Jonathan Davis. The next heavy hitter is Turf Bike's Word is Bond video. Turf was a force that could not be reckoned with. Such sick riders, amazing people behind it. Mike Schmidt behind the camera and his part, and Matt Reyes. Jimmy Wacha again has some sick tricks in there. And just to sort of back off that one, I couldn't find them because they're not on the internet anymore, but Shredwell 1 and 2, I believe that Mike and Matt had a hand in making both of those, and I remember them being insane. I really wish I could go back and watch them. So please guys, put them online. Next up on the list is Premium Rush. Just kidding. I think I was looking up fixed gear full length videos and it popped up. It's definitely not on the list. I've never seen it actually. I know that Tom LaMarche did some stunts for that video though, which is pretty cool. Next up on the list is Death Pedal 2. Came out in the early 2010s, really pushing the freestyle BMX influenced during that era. So before we get into the track bike videos, I have one last category for freestyle, which is the group edit / trip videos. I'm just gonna breeze by them because I don't really want to make this video too long. CSK Family Values, such a sick video. Southern Safari, a really rad trip video. Master Bike Co's Future Classic, a really sick video that came out recently. Arizona Iced Out 2015 video from J-Ball. All of the Super Bowl Sunday videos by Wheel Talk are amazing. Always just capture such a good vibe, having fun with friends, riding bikes. All the Rat Pack videos, I couldn't pick one. Introducing Ball Hogs, another early era, really gritty video. And Rough Bike Co's GC Bar mixtape. So now to the track videos. Admittedly, I'm not the most informed on track bike videos. I have not followed track bike videos the same way that I've followed freestyle for the last decade. My knowledge really comes from the last couple of years, so I apologize for my ignorance on this. I really want to hear from you guys. I want to know what videos you guys like. I know there's a ton that I'm leaving out. Matt Reyes dropped a list that I pulled a couple videos from. Go check that out. I'm gonna start the list off with Terry Berenstain. I could not pick a single video to put on this list, but his whole YouTube channel is amazing. He brings a whole new perspective to filming and riding. I personally have tried it and it's really hard to film that way. So I gotta give him a ton of credit for making really sick track bike videos that are just insane to watch. Next up on the list is someone who kind of floats between track bikes and freestyle, and this person is Andy Sparks. His Pocket Clip series on Instagram is insane. The dude just takes all the best parts of fixed gear and fixed gear freestyle and mashes it all together. Next person on this list, and I guess this list is sort of merging into people instead of videos, but oh well. That person is Brother Lanich, Jake Lanich. I'm sorry dude, I can't remember how to say it. Jake is really sick on a bike and just knows how to put out video. Another person that I want to recognize is Nasty. Nasty also falls sort of between freestyle and traditional track bikes. Really just kept true to his style and his view of riding and just does everything so clean. Go check out Nasty. Next up on the list is an actual video. It's Dos Noventas Genesis. I pulled this one from Matt Reyes' list. The production quality of this thing is just really what pulls it together. The next video on this list is AM/PM Kubo Brutch. Jacob Brutch's clips in this are nuts. He's an insane rider. I don't know where he came from, but he's crazy. And last but definitely not least, and he's already been mentioned on this list a million times, but it's Matt Reyes. He's done so much for fixed gear. His style on a track bike, I don't know how he gets so much power and pop on that thing. Like, that bike is so big and he just whips it around like it's nothing. Not to mention that he just puts out amazing videos all the time. I've been talking for so long. I've been filming this for like 45 minutes and we're done. We're finally done. Thank you guys for making it all the way through this thing. You guys have an assignment to go watch all these videos now. I've linked them in the description below. Go support everyone who's made videos, is still making videos. Fixed gear is such a cool thing and it's changed my life. It's been amazing to make videos and watch videos and be a part of this community. So I want to show everyone love that's inspired me and created so much cool stuff. Like I said, this list is not perfect. There were a ton of people that I couldn't mention. If you guys have more videos that you think are great, drop them in a comment below. You can follow me on Instagram, follow Foad on Instagram. Head over to Foad Gang if you want some, you know, Foad gear. Thanks for making it through this video with me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.